we try to get the copyright of this anime to make a movie. Then we found out actually it's very funny because the story, the copyright belonged to the writer, the novelist. But it's a little bit different from the novel. The anime is a little bit different from a novel. So if we want to adapt from the anime, we have to buy the right from the anime as well as to buy the right from the novelist. So we don't know what we should buy. So actually we went to Japan. We talked to the writer, the novelist. The novelist suggests that we should shoot another story that also written by him. But then because we read this novel, but then because we really like the Wicked City a lot, because it was very sexy, very satirical in a way, and it's very close to us because it's almost like telling the story very in our environment. It's like in our city. Like the Wicked City can be anywhere. It can be New York, can be Hong Kong, can be Tokyo, can be Paris, can be anywhere. So we said maybe we still want to make this movie, this story. So end up we have to, then we start adapting the novel into the movie and try to get away from the anime as much as possible. And then we work with the writer, we work with the novelist. We need the writer's endorsement. Every time we start with this new thought or new idea, which doesn't belong to the novel. So we came up with a story. We came up with a story, and then we asked the permission of the writer to if that was okay or not. The biggest difference is the ending, because in the anime, the ending was it was totally like this old guy who came up and this crossover. You know, the monster was having this affair, love, sex relationship with the human to come up with a new generation. We didn't think that was something that we should have in the story. We should think that it should be something more horrific, or maybe more visual than just like action taking place in very enclosed environments. That's why we designed, like a plane really landing on top of the building. That's a big change, compared to the anime. In the novel, actually, it was very close to the anime in that sense. So we have to also change the story of the novel too. That's why we asked the novelist to give our permission, because we did change a lot of stuff. Because we add one character in, the king of the Wicked City. He's not a bad guy, but he's to be a very dominant character. The additional character as well as to change the story. The second part is totally different direction, away from the novel and it's anyway. Yeah. Sometimes we put on the screen, it works, sometimes it won't, but most of the time that we see that is quite different. Live action action and the anime action scene, when they put together, you can see how much different when you play with a human and when you play with a anime character. Because it's been very popular in the 80s, and it was quite influential. It influenced a lot of places in the world, the anime style. We are also fan of anime, movie. But then when we start to use live people to do this action, that we is not as simple as that. We need to be more convincing and more realistic, because in the anime sequence, probably you have a person who totally, drifting in a very ambiguous background. But if you want to put in a live action, then you need to put this person doing some really powerful action. You need to see them really doing things in a three-dimensional, realistic environment. In the anime sequence of action, then we can have freeze framed doing very powerful pose, but in live action you want to see them moving in sequence, not just like a freeze frame.
袁大忠，快啲落嚟！真可憐，你同啲機器已經分唔開，以後都會一樣啊！佢揸到你筋疲力盡。
We did try, experiment a lot with, seeing what sort of, combination we can have for this live action, using some of the elements from anime. But then sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But most of the time it doesn't work. So when we say that, if it's very similar or very close to, but I think it's very impression-oriented type of things. When you put the two things together, you can see how much different it is. I think he's a very good actor, and when we want to have a very powerful character from the story, and also because the story is adapted from a Japanese novel, so right away I can see his face in my mind when we thought of the story. We talk about a representative of the wicked world. We want to try to identify who can play the role. Right away, I see his face in my mind. That's why I suggested him. And we went to Japan and talked to this guy, and he really was very happy to do the role. So we were very excited, because we watched his movie for years. We were kids. We really loved his acting, his performance. It was quite an experience, because we work with actor or performer who doesn't speak Chinese at all in the past. I remember this one time that I was shooting a company called Asian School Places 3. On the set we have French-speaking person, we have Japanese-speaking person, we have English-speaking person, we have I think 4 or 5 different language going on. So when a director who got on the set to do something for one scene, he start talking with this actor all together in a group, and then really right away you can see translator. The translators, there are 4 or 5 translators on the set at the same time. After this director make his speech, and then 5 of them start speaking to the actors. And then after 5 translators speaking to the actor, they turn back to the director and tell what's the reaction of the actor to the director. 5 languages. So this sort of things. So this is, as to Nagadai, this experience is not as dramatic as that. So it's only one person who can speak Japanese, and also because we are quite sure that Nagadai is familiar with the role a lot, because he studied and he read the script in very small detail. He can tell me everything that the character is about. So this is much easier. Because I think Maktaiki is have very good sense in graphic and visual. I always see something different in his movie, in art directing. And also make very good movie. His debut movie was very interesting and amazing. Movie. So that's why he's been in my memory, he's a very good choice to do something like this. Especially we already have anime, film done before, so I think he would have enough material reference for a good director to start, a movie like Wicked City. So I used him because I talked with him about some of the similar type of material before, because he was making another ghost story in Taiwan, And I saw the way he make the movie, and I talked to him, and then I decided that he should be director of Wicked City. The first person we always focus on to choose, whether we can find a good female role for the movie or not. It's not something. It is the woman, the farm, the female role lead in the Wicked City. She was very official lady, office lady type of thing. She looked like a like a CEO, but she was very sexy, and she also killed like hell. She was like a devil in fighting. So we need to find a face which have convincingly innocent or calm, yet very pretty and sexy, and also have this killing, potential. In that period of time, I was looking around. Then I said that maybe we should use, like Michelle Ray, because she doesn't look like anybody else in that period of time. She have a look of herself. She have very harmless look, and she have very long hair, and the harmless look was a very good choice, in my opinion, for the role. That's why we said, how about Michelle Ray? And everybody was like, Michelle Ray, can Michelle Ray play sexy role? I said, sure, she can be very sexy in a way, some way. So we decided on Michelle Ray, and then we chose Leon because he doesn't look like a teller in the bank, look like a clerk, like a person working in the office. Then we find a person who, also like an office clerk type of thing, but it's more in the angry side. So we chose Jackie Jiang. We try to play around with the metropolitan culture by saying that nowadays this crossover culture or corporate business, sort of like we put all sort of like people are more like a very stereotype type of look or images. So we try to make use of that as the style of Wicked City to create the kind of story that we can telling. Is all about showing that the city can be anywhere in the world, and the people can be anyone in the world, anyone that we can see spot in New York or Tokyo or like Hong Kong.